Hi there, this is Nicole from Right at Home Shop, and today I'm posting the second video of our National Craft Month celebration where I'm sharing how-to videos designed to inspire you to get crafty this month. If you missed the first video in this series, I'll put a link down in the description box below. For today's video, I'm sharing how you can stretch the use of your seasonal stamps and dies. The theme of today's video is stretching the use of your seasonal products by trying to come up with creative ways to use them beyond the season they were intended for. I'll be using our Cozy Cardinal stamp set, which is a layering stamp that creates a cute bird, branch, and leaves. Cozy Cardinal has a few companion critters that coordinate with him, so we have Snuggly Squirrel, Nestling Owl, and Forest Findings, which is where the stump, pumpkin, and mushrooms are from, and they all pair together to create fall, woodland type scenes. Today I'm going to be using just the cardinal and recreating this card on the top here with more of a spring scene. To make this card more springy, I'll be using the flowers and a sentiment from our Find the Beauty stamp set and the same background stencil from the previous card. I'm going to start by ink blending a background using our layered rainbow stencil set. I've been showing how to use this set a lot lately, so I'll be speeding through this part, but if you'd like to see more techniques using the stencil set, I'll put the how-to videos below. For this background, I opted to use just one color for all 5 layers of the stencil, so that I could get more of a subtle look. To add a little bit of interest though, I did try to concentrate the color more towards the bottom of the rays and blend out whatever was left on the brush towards the top of the rays. This creates a rainbow where more of the color is concentrated towards the bottom and it has kind of like a faded ombre look. This is a fun technique that you can use with all sorts of stencil designs, and it just helps add more dimension to an otherwise flat design. And now it's time for a quick coffee break. Let me know what your drink of choice is while crafting in the comments below. So here's a look at the finished background. You can see how the rainbow is a little bit darker at the bottom of the panel and is lighter at the top. Okay, so now we can stamp our cardinal. I'm using the Mini Misty here because I wanted to make sure that I could double stamp some of the layers if I wanted to. To make sure I keep the die cuts in place, I'm using the negative piece of cardstock that's left over from die cutting the images and placing it in the bottom corner of the Misty with the magnet on top. Now I can pop those die cuts into place and start lining up the stamps right on top. To make this cardinal into a spring bird, I'm going to stamp him in a yellow color scheme. I'm starting with Glitz from Catherine Pooler Designs and Sandcastle for the branch. I chose to use these inks because I wanted bright, bold colors for this card. I'm going to stamp the tail in the same yellow color, and you could have actually stamped this at the same time that you did the head, but I forgot to put it on there. So you can stamp this bird in whatever color you want. You could do blue or light pink, or you could even mix multiple colors together on one bird, since there's different pieces that build together to make the final image. For the last little details, I'm just going to stamp those using an acrylic block. And here's the cute bird once he's all stamped. You can see how we were able to completely transform the image just by switching up the colors. So take a peek at some of your stamps and see if there's any that you could make more versatile by just switching up the colors. Now I'm going to stamp some elements that I can use to fill out the branch. I used the 2 leaves included in Cozy Cardinal, and I'm bringing in another stamp set that has some flowers and stamping those in bright colors. One thing I did want to point out is that you may notice I'm jumping around from flower to flower instead of just stamping it all at the same time. That's because with dye inks, you want to give each layer of ink a few seconds to dry so that when you stamp another layer on top, the colors don't bleed together. So if you stamp one layer on one flower and move on to another, you'll be giving that first layer of ink enough time to dry. Now we can start arranging our scene. I'm gluing the branch directly onto the panel with some tape runner adhesive, and for the rest of the elements I'll be switching between tape runner and foam tape. I don't think I mentioned this, but the background is mini slimline size, so it's 7 inches wide by 4 inches tall. For the sentiment, I'm going to use the Find the Beauty in Everyday one from this set and stamp that in the top right corner of the panel using my Misty. I'm going to add some sequins around the stamped images, and this card is finished. I love the way this card turned out and all the bright colors. It definitely has me dreaming of spring, but unfortunately, at the time of filming this, it's currently snowing where I am, so let me know in the comments if you preferred the fall or spring version of this card, and if you would like any more details on anything I talked about today, you can find it all in the description box below. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you back here next week. Bye!